Hey gang, today we're back with the beast. Lost my fuel pressure and I suspect I have a bad line, cracked line, kind of a Dodge thing, Dodge Cummins thing. So I have a kit I bought from Diesel Bombers for a new hose kit. I'm gonna start with putting that in and hopefully that fixes it. First step is I'm going to pull the hose off the fuel intake from underneath. Right up there. And siphon the 3/4 of a tank of fuel I have in there, and then we'll work on dropping her. Okay. Undid the hose below like where I showed you, and this is the other end. There's a little check valve right there, which makes it rather difficult to siphon unless you pull this out. Now I'm going to go ahead and siphon my tank off, and then it'll be time to drop it. Now we are under here with the tank. I have it down to about 1/8. There's 2 bolts. You need a number 15 long deep well socket and a really long extension, and I would recommend a 1/2-inch drive at least because they're pretty tight bolts. Well, we twisted off the first one. Penetrating oil wasn't enough apparently to break all that rust. Back one's looking quite turning really tough too. Squirted it again. There it is. It was a hell of a job. If you got to replace this, I recommend you go to the Beans Sump replacement. Check that out before you buy anything. I use Larry B's kit, which is probably one of the first on the market. I've had it for quite a while, just now getting around to doing it. You can cut these because we're replacing all of that. This had a little lock that comes off, and then you have to slide a little screwdriver in there and clip up your other clip, which that took me forever to figure out. But hopefully that saves somebody some time. Next we'll be redoing the sump. Right there. So in my truck would stall out at 3/4 of a tank and lately not start at all. Hopefully that's the whole problem anyway. Also, this is supposed to be attached here. Slide attached right there, sliding back and forth. May end up needing a whole new sump before this is over. Okay, so it's been about a dang week now. I could not find a new sump anywhere. I ended up ordering from local diesel mechanic a bean sump. So I'm going to put this sump back in. I'm going to still use my Larry B's kit for the top. I'm just going to put a plug in the fuel line because I will no longer need it, but I do need the return. So that is next. Okay, we put that little chunk in from Diesel Bombers. I am going to put a plug in the fuel line. That's the return line that's still on there. I put a new hose down below on the return line. And now to town, get a new plug, set the sump in, and we're ready to go on to the putting the bean sump in. Okay. We got our plug last night. I have the tank sitting here, wire harness plugged in, the return line is set up. As you can see, cut the line and spliced it with the new hose at the Larry B's kit. And I do like the fact that I did buy that, because I like the way it sits on top of that sending unit much better, seals in there better. And next, throw the tank in, and then we install the other sump on the bottom. Okay, still waiting for the fuel to drain. Cut my whole fuel line right there. If my lift pump ends up being out, I will probably run new 1/2 inch all the way up to the front. But I changed my beans fitting to a 3/8 for the time being. See the diesel's still running. I'm going to tie up my hose and get ready for the last part of my install. So she passed the test, she's running. Got the new bean sump in, new line up to that front. New fuel filter. The beast is back on the road with 300,000. There it is. Purring like a kitten. Looks like maybe this time we don't need the lift pump, but coming soon. The beast is back.